Judge Janine thinks real life is like Survivor, which is interesting because her show is sort of like Law and Order when a suspect represents herself at trial and then punches the bailiff in the throat. It's hard to imagine the president would actually boycott Fox News, though. And surely he'll be back on the phone with Hannity sometime soon, like one of those overnight, late-night talk radio callers riffing about Area 51. If there's anything that calms an angry President Trump, it's being fed like a bird by Fox News prime time on The Ridiculous. That's it for us. The news continues. The one-hander over Chris for Cuomo Prime Time. Chris?
Well done, and thank you, Anderson. I'm Chris Cuomo. Apologize for the voice in advance. Welcome to Prime Time on a huge night for oversight. A court has ruled the president's tax prep folks must comply with oversight requests. And breaking on our watch, we now know much more about why Congress is so intense on going deeper. The House Intel Committee just released testimony by Michael Cohen that we haven't seen, and there is a lot in there we didn't know. Cohen implicates the president's son for making false statements to Congress. He also told lawmakers one of the president's lawyers knew his testimony on Trump Tower was false. So, what now? Lots to deliver. And the more we learn, the more the president's stalling oversight looms large. Latest, the president forbidding the central witness to his possible obstruction to testify tomorrow. Don McGahn, not going to happen. He says he's going to follow the president's orders and not testify. We're going to ask the man who issued this subpoena. The House Judiciary Chair is here tonight. As you can see, new digs, same sense of duty. So let's get after it.
Intro open. Ready to. Push.
All right. The House Intelligence Committee now knows things that we didn't know that they knew when Cohen testified to them. This happened in March. They had kept it quiet. Now they've disclosed it. What do we know? The president's former personal lawyer implicates Donald Trump Jr. in making false statements to Congress about negotiations for Trump Tower Moscow. Jr. formally testified that he wasn't involved and knew very, very little about the deal. Cohen says the president's son had more than a passing familiarity. Junior's going back to the Hill to testify again soon, so there's going to be a lot to dissect. Let's bring in our investigators. What a team. Michael Zeldin, Harry Littman, David K. Johnston, and Ross Garber. The right group for tonight. Thank you very much. Only one rule. If you hear something suggested or said that you don't agree with, come on in. Don't wait for me. You guys know more. That's why I'm relying on you tonight. All right, David K., let's start with you in terms of what have you seen in the transcripts that pop some eyebrows?
Well, Michael Cohen says quite clearly that he gave false testimony and that Jay Sekulow, who is currently the president's lawyer, knew about it and advised him to do that. And if that's the case, and of course we only have the word of Michael Cohen, we don't have it corroborated, but there is an email trail evidently from the testimony. Jay Sekulow's law license may be in jeopardy. It certainly says Congress needs to be asking more about what exactly went on with the Trump Tower deal and why they were so desperate to tell so many different stories in an effort to make it go away.
All right, let's, just for the audience's help tonight, we're going to put up sections of testimony as we become relevant. All right, so here it is right now, Chairman. So, Donald Trump Jr. had more than a passing familiarity that you were working on the project? Yes, because we talked about if the project got going, it would be a fun place for us to go. All right, Michael Zeldin. So what? Let's do it that way, Michael Zeldin. Let's bring in Michael Zeldin. I love David K, but he's not Michael Zeldin. There he is. Good. So what? Trump Jr. says, I only knew a little bit about it. He says.